Sanguine depths, heroic, healing. Let's see how we go. The boys are already here, apparently. Giving it a go, are we? So we've got a Death Knight tank, Warlock, Druid, Monk, and Meat Priest. So the usual suspects. Still no rogue. Just keeping Prayer of Mending up. I think these guys drop a lot of cloth, so that's always nice. The Death Knights, so far in the dungeons that I've healed, having a Death Knights and Paladins, because their self-heal is just so strong, particularly Death Knights, makes life a hell of a lot easier to tank. Now, I believe they're squishier, so they take more impacts, like a spike damage. But it's certainly not that much of an issue really in these dungeons, because you can tend to sort of knock things out pretty well. What's his item level? 165, so he's, you know, on the lower end, definitely, for the stuff, kind of shit I've seen in dungeons. Seems to be going okay against this trash shit anyway. More important is him knowing what to do, and not standing in things he shouldn't be standing like these dickheads are. Get out of it, mate. That's what it comes down to. I can't fucking save ya if you're standing in the middle of the shit you shouldn't be. It's the Druid. Ugh. Interesting to see a melee Druid though. Much more common. I believe the caster Druids are a lot stronger. Ah, he jumped out of the shit. Good on ya. The other dickheads weren't doing that earlier. This particular dungeon's pretty rad. I quite like it. It's fun, it's different, unique. Just topping this up. I don't think we can dispel this. No, we can't. Trying to keep Renew up as much as possible. It's such an efficient spell. And obviously we've got our raid heals. Fair amount of raid damage so far with these mobs. Nice crit on that. We'll be updating our bars so we can actually see the healing that we're doing. Need to start leaning a bit more into flash heal, I reckon. It's not always necessary. Like, the long cast time is massive. I mean, 2.3 second cast, it's fucking huge. So, maybe to begin with, but we need to be getting into a better rotation. I think we've got a pretty good rotation so far. Those balls increase your versatility and they heal too, so they're definitely handy if you can tell players to step in them, or if, it's best if players know to step in them without you having to tell them in pugs, because they won't understand. Like, I stand like this blue shit instead or something ridiculous. You know what pugs are like. Okay, it's boss time. Gonna drop our trinket. So that trinket's really fucking good. Yeah, basically your attacks, players' attacks, heal them, and it's just a little bit of extra heal that you can do, and then at the end of the effect it expires and it explodes and does, I don't know however much healing it does. Healing up to 5 allies within a certain amount of distance. It's just a handy utility to have. Oh, we fucking wrecked this cunt. Our Druid, melee Druid at that, 4k DPS basically. Our heals, the funny thing is about heals is that you look at the bar and it's like, oh, 1.8k heal, healing per second. You're like, oh, it's a bit shit. But then when you realise it's because players weren't taking much damage, like they were sort of doing what they needed to do. It's not standing and shit, all that sort of business. So it adds up, makes a difference. you know. What I wish players would do is they'd fuck it to spell. It would make life hella easier. Because it's funny, because players are usually pretty good at interrupting and dispelling, like in mythics and stuff, or in proper raids, because they know what to do. But the thing is, those dungeons are so much harder. Well, too busy fucking gabbing. Then I stood in the shit. Those raids are harder, so you don't get as much. I mean, obviously, you get the benefit in that you don't die, but if players were like actively blocking and interrupting in these pissy little heroics, knock them over so fucking quickly. Run's doing really well. That druid, I wonder what gear he's got. 161. He's just hitting his rotation, and that comes down to it. And I see this particularly with tanks that know how to tank. It makes a world of difference. You can have shittier gear, I mean, obviously to a point, but if you have a tank who knows what he's doing, no fucking problems. Even if their gear's a bit how you going. A couple of players got caught out then. Heaps of raid damage in this instance, and that's part actually why I quite enjoy it too. The raid damage is quite high. Makes it funner. Rather than high single target damage. The boss where you run along the hallways, I think he's the last boss. That section's fun too, so we'll see how we go. So far, so good. Doing a fair bit of DPS. Guys seem to be knowing what they're doing, or at least doing what they need to do when it matters, which is the main thing at the end of the day. I can heal through most of this shit. We're right on the cusp of being able to run heroics raids now, or LFR anyway. So we're fairly well geared. The difference between the amount of, like, I believe to start doing heroics you need 155. We're now nearly 170. We're 168. The difference in the ability, like the gear difference, it's really, really powerful. Like, it's quite noticeable how better we are at healing now versus at 155. So far so easy. Now we are in this dungeon for a quest. We do have to kill, I think it's just kill the last boss. Get a bunch of reputation. There's our main dude. Spasticated himself. Drop that. Can't dispel that. Going this way? I thought we went the other way normally. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's interesting, there's always some paths that everyone always just takes because there's like one set of mobs less that you got to kill to clear the dungeon out better, you know? Get out of that. And get out of that. Oi, boys. If you could please maybe not die. He basically got fucking two-shot, that cunt. I almost got the thing off on him. It was just a bit too slow. Just trying to still work on the reflexes on it. That's where hotkeys make a big difference in knowing your hotkeys, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm good at making hotkeys and then pressing them when I shouldn't be pressing them. So let's see what we got here. All good. He'll catch up. He's that druid too that was doing that pretty high DPS. Oh, he's right at the start. He's over there. I was going to say, oh, the druid can battle res him, and I realised it was the druid that fucking died. Fuck, he's copping a bit of a beating, this cunt. And he's going to go in the shit again. So the issue is, I think what he's doing, I think because, and the monk as well, they must be taking whirlwind sort of AoE damage. from the mobs because they're in closer. Okay, you guys are doing a lot more DPS, and they're not jumping out of the shit on the ground really. It's another thing they're not doing either. Executor, Tarvold. Let's see how we go against this cunt. Gonna cast our token Shadow Word Pain, and also drop our vial of Spectral Essence on him too. Move away from others. There's no one in range. Shame we can't dispel that, but that's alright. See that healing that we're randomly doing, partly from our hots, but also from that trinket. Nothing here. So there's nothing we actually need out of this dungeon. Everything we've already got the same item level. So it'd be like, you know, real small upgrades of critical strike instead of mastery or something like that. Which is good. It's what you want. But on this sort of gear, it's like, it doesn't really make much of a difference. Or maybe it does. I don't know. Good news is, because we do have 3 melee, we'll be getting a lot of really good use, really good work out of our prayer mending. So, definitely like that. The more efficient we can be with that sort of shit, the happier I am. I can tell you that much. Where the fuck's the tank gone? Oh, he's pulled over there. Don't like when tanks sort of just fuck off when there's still shit to be killed. I know it can't, you know, it's better, and this guy seems to be pretty good in not pulling too much. The tank we had in our last dungeon, which we just did earlier, he fucking pulled everything, and it was rough. We made it through because it's only a heroic dungeon, but still. Not really what you want to happen. Oh, it's upstanding in that shit. Drop that on the boss. Pretty sure we cast Renew on him, but anyway. Yeah, we'll piss this one in. That fucking monk is doing good work. I'll tell you that much. Drop that. That. Ooh, shit me. Alright, taking a bit of a beating here. Part of the problem is no one else is really fucking doing any dispelling. And you get those ticks off you as quick as possible, and it helps the healing out so much. Somehow we ended right next to the boss. I should probably go over there. So you don't always have to cast Prayer of Mending on the tank either. This is something else. You don't necessarily have to do that, because what you can do, like that guy had low health, and I knew he was going to get hit by AoE shit. So you cast it on him, so he takes the first heal. Oh. Oh. Shit me. So we got Potency Circuit. Hang on. Fucking. We've got this Conduit, which is quite a good one. Guardian Spirit's duration increase. We've got that, which is awesome. I could concentrate now. Let's pull the mobs, mate. I'm trying to talk here. We also got this, which we already have. Essentially have. The other good thing about them being melee, mostly, is we can use Holywork Sanctifier really easily. That's handy. Almost up to that last boss. He can be a bit of a cunt to heal through. If players are standing in shit and they're taking a lot of AoE damage, which I feel like our DPS will be taking, because they're not really not getting out of it, it can be pretty rough. You're always just basically blowing cooldowns as much as you can. Oh, I fucking cast that. I hit that guy. I don't know what the fuck. Maybe I'm lagging. We have been having some issues with our with our internet here, so Shark's reading it again. I hit him with it. I don't know. But they battle raised him, so... I mean, they probably shouldn't have wasted it, but that's alright. Hopefully we won't need it. That would have saved him. Guardian Spirit would have saved him too. Need to really do a lot of work on getting and making sure our Guardian Spirit, we're on point with that. I'd rather cast it and actually not need the Savior effect, because it increases the healing received by 60%. You know, that's massive. Like, that's a massive thing. So it's not just the healing effect that you get out of it. The only thing is, it is a pretty big cooldown. I mean, 3 minutes. That ain't nothing. Cast that on him. Should probably stand in that. Prayer Mending, doing work. Doing a lot of good work. I think Prayer Mending jumps on global tick. Rather than off global tick. Which would make sense. If that was the case. Is that going to go? Or is out of range? I mean, sure. Just keep running, bro. We got you. Barely any inconvenience, this one. Doing alright. We've actually had a few deaths, though, surprisingly. But they've not really slowed. I feel like the deaths we've had, because they've just been DPS and they've come back fairly quickly, they've not really slowed us down. Just my token DPS. It all adds up, you know. Damage taken reduced by 65%. Yeah, we want to be standing in that as much as possible. It's fun, this dungeon, mostly because of the raid, the volume of raid damage you take. It's a lot funner to heal. I really enjoy healing raid damage over healing regular tank sort of damage. Okay, let's keep going. Almost there. Not too much longer to the end of the hallway. Monk's got a lot of health. Maybe he's off-specking just to help his mate out. That does happen from time to time. Pugs have been known to be run with guildies. But they just need a healer or something, or a tank. I like this guy's gear. Looks sick. We ain't no rebels. Alright. So, 70%. The other issue with these two guys is that they're playing with the tank a little bit, in that they're out aggroing him a lot and they're not really being careful. But that's okay. Also, that wasn't okay. Everyone just was standing and shit. Then I wasn't paying attention. But I got an excuse. I'm talking to you guys, so I'm excused. You know? Like, you just can't stand in that stuff. It really fucking hits hard. I know it's a bit loosey-goosey because we're in heroic, but even still, you got to run it properly. So, almost there. Where's me bloody... this one? Get some DPS on ya. Barely an inconvenience, really. Loving the fact that we were getting a lot of BOEs. Those BOEs are going to go straight to our druid. And once he gets up to level 50, we'll be taking enchanting. We're just going to disenchant everything. This boss is pretty easy. I was actually thinking of the other one now that I think about it. Oh, I need to put this on my hotbar. I've got these on my hotbar. Put that there. Recast that. To Hearthstone, I accidentally clicked. Tank saying, sorry, I'm coughing COVID. Righto, mate. Oh, that cunt's gear too. But that's awesome, that thing he's got in his back. 46k health, like, I don't know what a lot of health is. I mean, all I know is that he's got 46k. I've got 28k, you know? So double. Double sounds about right. Sounds like it should be double. Don't really know what I'm meant to do here. Could learn dungeons. I mean, that'd be a good start, wouldn't it? There we go. Like I thought I was standing in that for a second there. Good thing I wasn't. Oh, they've been mighty pissed off. Alright. All the boys are standing in it. That's alright. Job done. Let's see what we got off the boss. And that's a second quest done. Well, once we finish looting him, it'll be done. Hey, Drink, how you doing? Yes, I will be shaving it for the little one's birthday, but for her birthday party. But I'm probably going to shave it this weekend, possibly tomorrow. In fact, probably will be tomorrow. Alright, so both of those are done. I'm going to leave this. I'm going to finish off the daily we were doing because we're almost done.